Hello and welcome to our Advocacy Day, Stand Up for Arts Education. Today begins a series of meetings between leaders in arts education and state assembly people and legislators as we advocate for stronger, more clear support for a quality education and arts for all children in California. I'm Jeremiah Jacks, music educator in Loomis Union School District and state council member for CMEA, California Music Educators Association. I'm excited to have Gerald Bolden join us today as we kick off this fantastic event.
Thank you, Jeremiah, and I'm so excited to be here, and I look forward to the advocacy efforts that will yield to the children in California, both now and in the future. My name is Gerald Bolden. I serve on the board of the California Educational Theater Association, and I'm a teaching artist at the B Street Theater here in Sacramento. Many of our communities throughout the state are able to provide thriving education in the arts to their students. However, we know that there are many communities throughout the state that lack resources, guidance, and support needed to provide these classes to their students. There is a massive inequality of arts education throughout the state, and we are here to demand and support equitable access to the arts for all students.
Now, we all know the value and significance of an arts education for all of our children.
Last year, we had Kristen Bell join us for the event, and she spoke about how arts education was vital to her life and to the children and to the community. This year, we are so excited to have Bryan Cranston join us, speaking about arts advocacy for all children.
Yes, Bryan Cranston has held some very diverse roles throughout his career. From a goofy dad in Malcolm in the Middle to exploring a darker side of humanity in Breaking Bad, Cranston has proven himself a brilliant and professional artist. He has received numerous awards, including an Academy Award, People's Choice Award, and 8 Golden Globe Awards, among many, many more. Cranston may have never made it into acting had he not taken an acting class while in school. I'm pleased to introduce Bryan Cranston as our first keynote speaker.
Hi, I'm Bryan Cranston, and I'm proud to be celebrating Arts Education Month and Stand Up for Arts Education Advocacy Day. Now, I grew up in California's San Fernando Valley, and I know that it's imperative that dance, music, theater, and visual arts are offered in every school, elementary, middle, and high school. All students in California should have access to high-quality arts instruction every single day. Now, here are some important facts about the value of an arts education. Arts experiences boost in critical thinking, teaching students to take time to be more careful and thorough in how they observe the world. Arts education connects students with their own culture as well as with the wider world. A report by the Americans for the Arts states that young people who participate regularly in the arts are 4 times more likely to be recognized for academic achievement. The arts change lives, believe me, I know. And I often struggled in school with attention deficit. Now, with acting, I discovered a world that allowed me to focus on telling stories through performance, and it opened me up to a world of possibilities. Those experiences in grade school led to a lifelong career in the arts that I enjoy to this day. In fact, I'm coming to you from the beautiful Geffen Playhouse in Los Angeles, where I'm currently in a play in this very theater. California is the arts and entertainment capital of the world, and I would like to give a big shout out to the work that has been done by the 4 Arts organization to ensure the return of the California Theater Credential and Dance Credential. These accreditations will serve students for all California. Albert Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution." He was a pretty smart guy. We appreciate you joining us today for Stand Up for Arts Education 2022. And thank you for contacting your legislators to make sure that we continue to stand up for resources, facilities, and high-quality arts instruction in California. Thank you. Now, I've got to get in costume. Get ready for this show. Take care.
Our next keynote speaker has joined us before for Arts Education Day. He is Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tony Thurman. He grew up in San Jose and graduated from Temple University, and then went on to continue his education at Bryn College, earning a dual master's degree in law and social policy.
Yes, and Tony Thurman has certainly remained busy. He has served as a member of the California Legislative Latino Caucus, Black Caucus, and Jewish Caucus. Prior to being elected to the Assembly in 2014, Superintendent Thurman was a member of the Richmond Council, also a board member of the West Contra Costa Unified School District, and Social Services Administrator. We're very pleased to welcome Superintendent Tony Thurman.
Hey everybody, Tony Thurman here, the California State Superintendent of Public Instruction. I'm so excited to give a shout out to everybody at Stand Up for Arts Education Day. Thank you to the coalition of statewide arts organizations that have made this possible. And thank you to all the educators and students who participate in music and art education programs all across our state. For me, as a student in drama and choir, arts were everything. My siblings learned to play instruments. It means so much to our students under normal times. And during the pandemic, it means more than ever. Thank you to all of our students who continue to play and to share your art even during the pandemic. And for the educators, the parents who work with our students, thank you so much. I also want to thank our staff for working on our California Arts for Education framework. And so until we can get to be in person again, let's continue to support every student in exploring the arts, and let's stand up for Arts Education Day.
We are appreciative to have California State Senator Anthony Portantino as our legislative state sponsor for this event. Senator Portantino represents California's 25th State Senate District, and he is a huge supporter of public education in our schools. His accomplishments include increasing funding for special education and the K-12 local control funding formula.
Prior to his years serving as a representative, Senator Portantino was actually involved in the arts for quite some time. He spent many years working in film and television production. He served on the California Film Commission and spent nearly 8 years on the La Cañada Flintridge City Council, with 2 terms as mayor. In 2019, he was awarded the prestigious Ellis Island Award at a ceremony in the historic island's Great Hall. We are pleased to welcome Senator Anthony Portantino.
Hi, I'm State Senator Anthony Portantino, and I tried to create a cubist, fun background for this important message about the importance of arts education. We have to stand up for arts education, and that's this organization's mission. I'm proud to again join you in saying just how important it is for our schools to tap into that creative energy behind so many young people, underneath the passion of so many young people. As a dad, I love the fact that my daughter would do art in class. I love the fact that my oldest daughter would do art in class. I love the fact that they could bring home things that they made with their hands, both to have the tactile and creative expression that arts education stimulates in their upbringing and who they are today. So as a policymaker, as a dad, as a community member, I love seeing public art, I love experiencing art, and I love seeing the enrichment it brings to our young people in school and throughout their lives after school. So again, we need to stand up for arts. We need to make sure that the state funds arts education, and we make sure that we respect that each and every one of our children is different. One may like math, one may like pastels, one may like history, and one may like painting. It's all about the same goal, having enriched, wonderful children who grow to be successful individuals. Live theater, poetry, art matters, as do our children. So let's stand up for arts education today and every day. Everyone, thank you for being part of this movement. Thank you for coming to the Capitol and expressing your desire to see your background and your passions and your inspirations be appreciated and have the opportunity to grow. Again, it's Anthony Portantino, standing up for art.
Thank you, Senator Portantino. Next, we're going to have messages from the 4 disciplines in the arts, as well as some performances from students across California.
Welcome to Stand Up for Arts Education Day 2022. My name is Armalyn President of the California Music Educators Association. CMEA is happy to be a part of this Advocacy Day for Music and Arts Education. CMEA, like our partner arts education associations, has seen the pandemic impact so many arts education programs across the state. We know it will take time to rebuild these programs as a result of these past 2 years. However, we are extremely optimistic because of the Arts and Music in Our School ballot measure proposal. This will change arts education in California for all students, making it possible for every student to have access to credentialed arts teachers and to provide resources to support the instruction in the classroom. CMEA legislative priorities for 2022 are to support the arts and music education in the schools ballot initiative, to continue communication with CDPH, the California Department of Public Health, and others in case more restrictive guidance returns in the future, to continue to advocate for appropriate educational wording for arts education. A part of a well-rounded education, music is not extracurricular. Informing school boards and administrators about the rebuilding process that will occur in the next 3 to 5 years, and to have a place at that table to ensure arts educators are part of the conversation. Let's advocate for music and arts education today and every day. Thank you for joining us for Stand Up for Arts Education Day 2022.
name is Yinli, and I'm currently a drum major at Beale High School's Thunder Band, and I reside in the beautiful city of Atwater. I've been in band for 8 years, trumpet for 7 years, and trombone for 1 year. Being in band for that long, you learn a lot of stuff. Last year, I was a drum major, and I was able to learn a lot of leadership stuff. In 4 years, I became a better communicator to my friends and my family. In 8 years, I became someone that learned music theory and can play a trumpet and trombone fluently. With those skills, I'm able to go to college as a first-generation student, majoring in English and minoring in music, to become a better teacher, someday become a teacher for students, and become a tutor for many people. College is kind of difficult, and with the skills that I've learned so far, I'm able to help people who aren't in band become better students and become better at managing their time, becoming better musicians, and becoming better students in college. Thank you for coming.
Hello, my name is Michael Despars, and I'm the president of the California Educational Theater Association. On behalf of the board of directors of CETA, I'd like to welcome you to the 2022 Stand Up for Arts Education Day. Right now, I'm standing in the Little Theater at Fullerton Union High School on the set of our production of Roald Dahl's Matilda, the musical. It is a fitting place to broadcast from a theater space, especially since live theater has finally surfaced from this pandemic. The California Educational Theater Association is celebrating its 75th year, advocating and supporting theater education in the state of California. During this time, we had our theater credential taken away from us, and finally, we have fought for it to be reinstalled. Later this year, we will see the first theater credential cohort graduate from Cal State East Bay, and it is my hope that these graduates take the advocacy reins and become a fresh voice for the impact theater has on our students. Here are some important facts about the power of theater education that have been compiled by the Educational Theater Association that I think are important for all of us to remember. 95% of school administrators believe that theater experiences improve students' overall academic skills. Arts education helps to increase students' ability to manage behavior, make decisions, and cultivate a positive concept of self. High school students who earn multiple arts credits are 5 times more likely to graduate than students with low involvement in the arts. Arts integration leads to deeper learning, including making connections between new learning and previously learned concepts, stronger analytical skills, and enhanced ability to synthesize information into global conceptual thinking. Arts students whose teachers receive professional development and balanced arts assessment demonstrate significantly greater achievement than students whose teachers do not. Only 15% of job success comes from technical skills and knowledge. The other 85% comes from well-developed soft skills, things like the ability to listen, artistic sense, nonverbal communication, enthusiasm, and storytelling. Disadvantaged students in grades 8 through 12 who receive an arts education are 3 times more likely to earn a bachelor's degree than students who lack those experiences. And students with high levels of arts involvement are less likely to drop out of school. Right now, I'm sure you are hearing about the Music and Arts Initiative. CETA is a vocal supporter of this ballot measure because we believe that funding arts education is imperative to developing the whole student. Please consider signing the petition so that we can see this funding be set aside for our students. I would like to thank the leadership of the 4 Arts Ed Orgs for the work that they have put into this event, and I would also like to thank you for participating. Let's all keep advocating for the arts.
I'm David Henry Wong, and I'm going to give a big shout out to Culver City High School that made it possible to put on the first high school production ever of my play, Yellowface.
I cast Marcus in my play as an Asian, not knowing he was actually a white man.
It's important that as a kid, I saw people who look like me.
But Marcus doesn't look Asian!
When we're invisible, when we don't appear on stages and screens, it's that much easier for people to stereotype us.
Before this, you've probably only gotten to play waiters and laundrymen and take out delivery boys.
So thank you for raising your voices, for being yourselves, and for showing your face.
We begin with a train.
All right, you lots, come on, hurry along. Make haste, it's the boats. Come on, hurry up. Come on.
Guys, we're Jesus! All wizards are losers and jerks.
This is a lot for 11-year-olds to handle.
Ah, the Puffs. An interesting bunch, to be sure. Whatever will become of them? I suppose you'll just have to come and find out.
I could start out with how theater is a means of escapism, of being someone braver or smarter for the slightest period of time, disappearing into the skin of a person who's been through so much more than you have and somehow survived to tell the tale, pretending just for a moment that you have that strength, that drive. I mean, who wouldn't want to be someone else for a bit, to prance around the stage, miming flowers and books and cups like you're 5 again and just learning about the far expanses of your imagination. But escapism isn't the only reason why theater is important to me. For me, theater means comfort. Being someone who has hated public speaking for the majority of my life, this realization came as a shock to me. I remember staying up into the late hours of the night panicking about a monologue I had to do for a class or a scene I had to perform the next day. But there's something about the vulnerability of being on stage that's comforting. It creates a community, an irrevocable bond between the actors and the audience for a few hours, where the characters, even through strife, are singing on stage. It's the most visceral and tangible shift from pain into art. Take Words Fail from Dear Evan Hansen, for instance. It's the climax of the show, Evan's ultimate breaking point. His gilded world crumbles to pieces in front of his eyes, and he has to live with the guilt that it's entirely his fault. Every performance of the piece is heart-wrenching and almost too vulnerable to watch, yet impossible to look away from. The incredible depth of emotions depicted in this song forces the actor to dig deep into their own personal experiences to find moments where they have felt incredibly lost or alone. This moment of vulnerability, even if it's partially hidden behind a character or scripted lines, shines through to the audience and allows them to create an irreversible connection to the material. It causes a mutual understanding that far surpasses any prejudices or differences. That's what theater is to me. Taking pain and breathing it into a world where people can grasp it in between cupped hands and clasp it close to their chests. It's taking simple words on a page and transforming them into tangible emotions that both the actors and the audience will remember long after they have left the stage.
Hello, my name is Dustin Garnet, and I'm the president of the California Art Education Association. Anyone involved in art education for the past 50 years can document dramatic developments that have taken place in thinking about the nature of art and the role of art education in our schools. Indeed, we have witnessed a dramatic shift in the perceptions of art education in relation to community life. Art education is no longer just about making seasonal projects for refrigerator doors. Part of the reason for this change is that the images we see every day have become increasingly sophisticated. Art education now helps children to view and make art in both expressive and analytical ways. It emphasizes visual concepts and skills children need to develop their senses, emotions, social interaction, and cognitive processes. As art teachers, we help our students perceive and understand the joys and insights in creating and responding to art. A good art education will help children to view all images in a thoughtful manner. For example, to promote social justice and cross-cultural understanding, children should begin to learn about the ways in which groups of people are represented in imagery. They can learn early in life how civic leaders use imagery to represent themselves and influence people's voting choices. By learning the ways in which the visual arts can influence people, children are better able to make critical judgments, develop democratic ways of thinking, and become informed consumers, prepared to decide how they will allow themselves to be influenced. Art also calls attention to nuance, ambiguity, and the complexity of life. It helps children to learn important cultural ideas and values. Often, it is more powerful in conveying information to children than words. As future generations are learning to read, looking at and making images can help them develop more complex ideas than reading alone. Finally, art and artists in all areas of the visual arts, from fine art to architecture, from fashion to computer game design, influence people through their works. The creative industries currently make up the largest area of growth in the U.S. economy. So understanding the work of arts professionals can help today's children prepare for future employment. In California, over 100,000 arts-related businesses employ over 500,000 people. Time and time again, the evidence is clear. Engaged students are successful students. When we create the kind of schools we want for our children, whose education is of crucial importance in their future lives and for their vitality of their communities, then anything is possible. Please continue to support California arts and music initiatives and the new Arts Ed framework that was rolled out at the beginning of March 2022, establishing legislation and practical applications to ensure excellent visual arts education for every student is a key component to advancing and empowering young people to be enlightened, civically conscious community members. Thank you.
Hi, I am Myshia LeBoss, and I am co-president of the California Dance Education Association. I am so excited to be a part of the 2022 Stand Up for Arts Education event happening on March 22nd. And I am thrilled to have the opportunity to share my personal story on the life-changing power of the arts for students in public schools. I grew up in public schools, and I went to 32nd Street Elementary School. It was a performing arts USC magnet school for LAUSD, and I really got a taste of the power of movement and culture. And I continued my education throughout high school and then college, and then I was honored to and had the privilege to be a high school dance teacher for the last 22 years. So I really believe in what I do. I believe in the power, the transformative power of arts education, and I believe in giving that education to students as a right. It's a right, and it is a need for public school students, for students who wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to experience the arts. Arts connect children to themselves. I couldn't say it any better than that. It helps us define who we are, who we want to be, and who we didn't even know we could become. I've seen it over and over again. I have a wonderful story of a student who came into my class by accident and was going to be a superstar soccer player because that's what she had done her whole life. And she came into dance, and it transformed who she was, not only in her physical body and her expression of self, but also who she believed she was internally and who she would become. The arts gives us that opportunity. Without that opportunity, some of us can be lost. We can be lost for a long time until we have that door opened for us. I would love to make an ask that you talk to your legislators, that we talk to the policymakers, and that we stand up for students everywhere who can't stand up for themselves. Arts education is a right. I hope you enjoy this event today. I so thank you for being with us today, and I'm going to pass it over.
Greetings, my name is Cherie Hill, and I am a co-president of the California Dance Education Association. And I am so happy to have the opportunity to share a little bit about why funding and supporting dance education and arts education is so important. Dance education changed my life. I've been a dancer for most of my life, and I did dance in school, and it was because of dance that I was excited about school. I couldn't wait to get into the dance classroom, to be able to be in my body, move across the floor, listen to great music, and to create and perform with my friends. And I've seen this be similar to many of the students that I've taught, which predominantly come from low socioeconomic backgrounds and neighborhoods that are prone to a lot of violence. These students, when they're able to come to school and know they have dance class, the dance room gives them the opportunity to be children, to express themselves, to find joy in creating dances and moving with their peers, to be able to be seen, to be able to hear music and respond to it. They just are so ecstatic that they have that opportunity. And this is so important, especially for these students who are coming from places, homes, neighborhoods that are under a lot of stress and duress. To be able to have that outlet to express themselves and to connect with each other is vital. So I can't say enough how important it is for our legislators, our representatives, our government to support dance education and to support arts education. You know, it's just our children, our future, it all depends on it. So please support the arts.
Look at all the children we can change. What about a vision? Be a visionary for a change. We're the generation who's gonna be the one to fight for it. We're the inspiration. Do you believe enough to die for it? Die for it, die for it. Who's got a heart? Who's got it? Whose heart is the biggest? Wear it on your sleeve. But we can make a difference. Oh yeah. Who's got the heart? Whose heart is the biggest? Wear it on your sleeve. But we can make a difference. Oh so used to share, Lord, left me alone, but I'm at one with the silence. I found peace in your vibes, can't show me there's no point in trying. I'm at one, and I've been quiet for too long. I found peace in your vibes, can't show me there's no point in trying. I'm at one, and I've been silent for too long. I've been quiet for too long. I've been quiet for too long.
am Yanitza, and I am an 8th year student at A Step Beyond. Dance is very powerful and it has the ability to change a person. And I've seen so many other students that I've danced with for years and they have changed drastically. One thing that I have learned from being at A Step Beyond is definitely being able to be in front of people without being shy, without being scared anymore. This dance program really means for everyone, I feel a sense of community as we are all very close and tight to one another. We are all a family as we support each other no matter what. If we are down, we always try to lift each other up, always want the best for one another.
Next, we are very excited to bring to you some students from around California to talk to you about how they feel about an education in the arts.
Theater to me is a form of self-expression. It allows us to spread awareness and advocate for the things that we believe in through both our performances and the stories that we tell.
Dance to me is a way to express yourself, a way to be vulnerable with people, with your feelings. I never really use words a lot. If I had to explain like what dance means to me, I'd probably dance. But dance opened up a new door to myself. Every time I dance, I figure out something new about myself, and I think that's one of the main reasons why I love it so much, is because it helps me express how I feel. It helps me express who I am. Every day I'm changing, every day I'm evolving, every day is new, and dance helps me.
To me, theater is whatever I want it to be. Confidence, community, and escape. It's a place where I can express my voice freely, and I'm surrounded by people who do nothing but accept me as I reveal the most vulnerable parts of myself through a passion we all share.
I've been in choir for all 4 years here, and what I have found is my music program is home. I feel safe and welcome and appreciated and loved here. The music program I've been a part of is a place where I can learn and grow. I've been given a chance to spread my wings and achieve what I never would have thought possible before. This program has allowed me to find opportunities and has provided me with so much encouragement and support from my amazing director and fellow singers. I know I wouldn't have gotten this far without the help of my choir family.
Theater to me means expressing yourself in your most truest and rawest form, whatever form that may be. And the characters that we take on, whether they're in a comedy or a drama, allow us to show our true selves in the most wonderful way.
Dance to me is like being myself and not letting myself have like limitations or restrictions, and like just letting myself be free and to explore myself, because obviously I don't know everything about me. So this has helped me a lot to find myself. And to me, it's like another language, I guess. That's the best way I could explain it. Like when I don't have the words to say things I think dance is just there to help me express myself in ways that I can't really say them.
Theater is wonderful. It is a place where magic is made, where the imagination of directors and choreographers combines with the effort and skill of technicians and actors to create a piece of artwork that astonishes audiences night after night.
Art is essential, and the performing arts are no exception. If music wasn't offered in school, for me, and I didn't have that safe space and that creative outlet, school would have been more dull for me. I would have had more bad days, and really, I don't think I would have enjoyed high school as much.
Theater is the reason why I go to school every day. It's given me this opportunity to express myself and discover who I truly am. I'm learning to tell my story. And the best part, my teachers, my friends, my peers, we're a family.
donations. All lives will be as shaky as...
That's a fiddler on the roof.
We hope that today's messages and performances have inspired you to do all that you can do to advocate for high quality education for students throughout all of California.
Yes, it's going to take each and every one of us united together to encourage and work with our state legislators and assembly people to strengthen Ed Code language regarding arts education, more strongly and clearly funding arts education and finding the best way to ensure every child in California receives an equitable access to that high quality instruction in arts education.
Throughout the rest of the day and the rest of the month, leaders in theater, dance, music, and visual arts will be meeting with state representatives and lawmakers to encourage the continued support.
If you've heard of Austin Buettner, he's an LA superintendent, or recently retired. He put forth a bill that is supposed to make secure funding for the arts for our students in California. We encourage you to take a look at the links below. And thank you for being here with us today as we have advocated for arts education for all of our students in California.